Hello everyone, this is the third and last video for the topics we touched upon last week, and here we are going to talk about two important topics. They are the multiple class membership and optional adverbials. So within the first topic, which is multiple class membership, we have in fact or we are going to talk in fact about the verbs that may belong to different classes, to different forms, but with different meaning. And this when they are going to have different meaning, this means they are going to belong to different patterns of the seven patterns that we have studied for the simple sentence in English, with a slight change of meaning. The best example for this is the verb get, that can be used in six patterns of the seven ones that we have studied. For example, I want you to check or examine the following six sentences, sorry. In number one, we have here get a surprise. The meaning of the verb get here is to have, and the sentence pattern is number three, because it has subject, monotransitive verb, direct object. Sentence number two, he's getting angry. Get here is used in the meaning of to become. So we have here pattern number two, because he is a subject, is getting is the verb, and angry is an adjective that complements the meaning of the subject, so it is subject complement. Sentence number three, we have he got through the window. Get here gets or has the meaning of an action, either to enter or to exit from a place but through the window. So we have here he as the subject, got is the intransitive verb, and the window is what through the window, sorry, it is the adverb of place, so it is pattern number seven. Sentence number four, he got his socks wet, which means also to have. So here we have he as a subject, got is the complex transitive verb, his socks as a direct object, and wet, it is the adjective that describes the object, so it is object complement. So this is pattern number five. Sentence number five, we have he got her a splendid present, which means, and get here is used in the meaning to bring or to buy. And this the pattern here is what pattern number six, because we have he as a subject, get or got is the ditransitive verb, her an indirect object, and a splendid present direct object. Finally, we have the sentence he got himself into trouble. Get here has the meaning of to cause, and the pattern is pattern number four, because we have he as a subject, get or got is the complex transitive verb, himself the direct object, and into trouble an adverb of a place. So you see here in these six different sentences we have used the same main verb, which is get. Every time we are having a new meaning, and with the new meaning we are having a new sentence pattern. uh, in fact, not all the time things can be clear and easy, as we can see with the verb get. Sometimes this having that the verb is belonging to more than one pattern may cause for us the problem of structural ambiguity. And I think that we explained what we mean by ambiguity, that we can have sentences that have more than one meaning. And when we have a sentence with more than one meaning, this means that we are going to have two patterns. For example, if you remember the sentence, I found him a good roommate. This sentence is said to be ambiguous because it can have two meanings, or it can be interpreted in two different ways. So it can either be that I found that he himself was a good roommate, and in this way we can say that with this meaning we can say that this sentence belongs to pattern number five, because we have I as a subject, found as this complex transitive verb, him as a direct object, and a good roommate, this is the complement, object complement, okay, for him. Or it can be interpreted in another way by saying that him as the indirect object, and a good roommate the direct object. So we have here two objects referring to two different people, and in this case we can say that this sentence belongs for number six. So we can say, if you remember I can say the sentence another way by changing the indirect object into a prepositional phrase when I say, I found a good roommate for him. Is it clear? So what do we call this? What do we call this aspect in the verbs that can belong to different patterns with different meaning? Here, this is we call this multiple class membership. What do you mean by multiple class membership? It means that the verb that can belong to more than one pattern, and in every time in every pattern, this verb is going to change its meaning. And please pay attention to this point, that changing the meaning and changing the pattern of the sentence may cause for us the problem of structural ambiguity. Okay, the second topic we to talk about now is called the optional adverbials. uh, we are not going to talk about the adverb of place. We talked about it in the first video. We talked about how it can be obligatory and optional. We are going to talk here about other types of adverbs or adverbials that can be added to the sentence to expand it. So here all the 7 simple patterns that we have studied can be expanded by adding adverbials. And when we say that these adverbials are added to the sentence, this means that they are not originally found in the sentence, but we add them later on. And when we add something, and it is easier for us to delete them without affecting the meaning of the sentence, which means that they are optional. So when we are going to identify the pattern of the sentence, please do not delete them from the sentence and say that these are optional. No, keep them in the sentence, but when you identify their grammatical function, put them between 2 brackets to say that these elements are what are optional. Let us take examples to explain this. For example, I admire your courage. This sentence is a simple sentence that belongs to pattern number 3 because we have I as a subject, admire as the monotransitive verb, your courage as the direct object. I can expand the sentence by adding the adverb, greatly. I can say, I greatly admire your courage. So I is the subject. After the subject here, I have a new element, which is greatly. And greatly here is an optional element. So I'm going to say that I'm going to represent it with capital A, put between 2 brackets to say this is an optional element. It can be deleted from the sentence. Okay, then admire as a monotransitive verb, followed by your courage as a direct object. Another sentence, that is silly. This sentence belongs to pattern number 2 because that is the subject, is the intensive verb, and silly is the subject complement. I can expand my sentence by saying that is quite silly. So here you see we have added a new element, an optional element to the sentence, which is what? Quite. And quite is going to be an optional adverbial that is put between 2 brackets. So the sentence pattern will be the same, but we are going to add this optional element between brackets. The last sentence is she sings. This is a sentence that belongs to pattern number 7 because we have subject plus intransitive verb. I can expand the sentence by adding 2 adverbials. In fact, I can say, for example, sometimes she sings beautifully. So you see here, sometimes it is an adverb that is added to the sentence, so it is optional. We put it between 2 brackets. Then she is the subject, sings the intransitive verb, and beautifully also, this is what an optional adverbial. Please pay attention that there's a very important feature of the adverbial, that it can occur in different positions of the sentence. Sometimes you can say find it at the beginning of the sentence, sometimes in the middle, and sometimes at the end of the sentence. But in each time, please, when I ask you to identify the pattern of the sentence and you find that there is an adverbial, don't delete it from the sentence and say it is optional. No, keep it in the sentence and write its grammatical function, that it functions as an adverb, but please do not forget to put this capital A or this adverb between 2 brackets to say that it is an optional element. So with this topic, the optional adverbial, we have finished talking about the subjects or the lessons that we have touched upon last week. I hope that they are clear now for you. If you have any question, please you are free to ask them in the next week classes. Thank you.